Miss you guys. I'm always excited to do these videos. Okay, I'm Gigi. You guys might know me from my tarot channel, Earth 5D. Here at Earth 5D University, we talk about what it means to create in the fifth dimension and bring that right here to your lives. I just want to take a minute to connect with you guys. It's like your energy's here present. So welcome in, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So today we're going to be talking about creating out here and creating in here. So what does it mean to create externally? And what does it mean to create internally? And what is the difference between what's outside of you and what's inside of you? How that overlaps as well. And what that means in love, what that means in money, what that means in your physical reality. What it means in terms of life purpose. So so let's just dig in. So there's a real huge difference between what's out here and what's in here. And even though we know that we are the universe and we create from inside of ourselves, and that's reflected out there, there's still a lot of external forces that are coming at us that create quite a bit of pressure, that has quite a bit of influence over us. And sometimes people call that the matrix, or sometimes people call it the dark agenda, or sometimes people call it physical reality, the material world. Okay? And although the material world is an extremely beautiful place, if you think about where we live on Earth, Earth is literally a living library. It's full of all these species of beautiful plants, animals, right? This is Gaia, Mother Earth. She's full of a diverse, right, biosphere of life, okay? And so it's pretty amazing when you take time to unplug, okay? And what does it mean to unplug? And I talk about this a lot because it really needs to kind of hit home right now in our current realities on Earth, is that we tend to get stuck into the fabric of the matrix around us. That is the physical world or that darker agenda. And it's something that we need to acknowledge, because in the ideal world, the way that we're meant to function on Earth as humans, we would just wake up and things would be relatively peaceful. Things would be relatively harmonious. Things would be working in our lives. And so if there's things in your life that aren't working, then there's places that you're stuck in that matrix. And when I always bring it back to my clients, because they're the living example of doing the work. You know, I've done the work, and then my clients are doing the work, and some of you who come to tarot are doing the work. But basically what we do is when we see outer problems in our reality, rather than looking at the outer problem and say, that effing problem, like, why won't it go away? And we get frustrated with it. For instance, like, if you're trying to manifest a job, or you're trying to manifest money, or you're trying to manifest your dreams and your goals, and what you see out there is not it. Instead of reacting to the physical world, reacting to the physical world is doing it opposite. We need to react to within. So if you see something out here you don't like, instead of being like, what the F, right? Why isn't this working? It's coming back to yourself again. And you have to go within and say, where is this not working within me? Now where the mind F comes in, where the cluster kind of F comes in, is that everything here external will be pressing upon you as well, creating quite a bit of tension. And it's that tension and that push against you that makes you really confused about what's going on in here. It's all the belief systems, and it's all the organizational systems and everything external of you out here that's pressing upon you, that makes things very confusing. And you don't know where you begin and the world begins and ends, and you don't know where you begin and end. So this is like very blurry right here. But so that's what this video is about, is like taking control of that. Where do you begin? What's going on out here versus what's going on in here? So let's make it very clear that if there's a problem in your current reality, like there's something going on and you're like, what the F? I don't like this. Then we must go within, and it doesn't matter what anyone is saying around you. It doesn't matter what the dogma is saying. It doesn't matter what the media is saying. I'm going to go through the same list. It doesn't matter what your neighbors are saying. It doesn't matter what society is saying, because those are just projections of other people's belief systems onto the world. So everything comes back to creating inside of yourself. Everything comes back in the dance of you and your own consciousness. It's the dance of you and your own consciousness, like, who am I, right? And we become aware of our physical bodies, right? We become aware of our emotional bodies, what we're experiencing. We become an observer of this. So a technique that we can think about today to kind of get in yourself, get you ripped out of the matrix and get you in yourself. So imagine that out here, if you're reacting to your outer world, you are stuck in a web. You're stuck in a web and it's sticky. So imagine like you're a spider, like stuck in a web, okay? Or you're the spider's prey and you're stuck in a web. And you're kind of like, right? And so we're gonna take a cut around your shape of your body and like literally like cut you out of the web. So you get reborn, kind of like Neo, right, in the Matrix. We talk about that a lot. It's a nice metaphor. So once you get free of the web of discussion, the dogma, the church, the beliefs, the media, the Hollywood, all that negativity that feels really dark, then you can wake up and say, wait a minute. This is a kind of a great world around me, right? Like the sun is shining today. What do I have to be worried about? The sun is shining. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I can create. I'm a creator being. I'm here on earth to make something beautiful of my life. Like, what is there to be worried about? And then you'll get that incessant noise. You should worry about this. You should worry about this. You should worry about this. You should definitely worry about this, right? And suddenly your joy is sucked. Suddenly you went from a state of possibility. You went from a state of expansiveness to the state of everything's effed up, right? So how do we get in homeostasis inside of ourselves? We have to take back our power. And so each time I'm talking to you, we're talking about different ways to take back your power, right? A lot of it is identifying what your belief systems are versus what they aren't. What's coming from out here and what's coming in, or what's coming from here and going out. So you could consider that today. You could actually do an exercise in it. Jot it down. Like, are your belief systems coming from you? Do you even believe that the things you're being told are true, or are they outside coming in? Same with energy. Is it, are you impressing your energy upon the world, or is the world impressing its energy upon you? Because if the world's impressing its energy upon you, then you're going to be stuck in that web, right? And you're not going to be able to move, and you're going to be like, life is just going to pass you by, right? And life is so beautiful. You want to know that when you do cross over and your life, you move on to the next expression of the beautiful, unique you that you are, that you actually lived. You want to have that understanding, like, I was alive and now I'm not alive. I was alive. What does that mean? It means you want to leverage the fact that you're living. You're alive. Live your life. What does that mean? It means doing what you want to do, taking control. This is mental. This is a mental fight, and it is a fight. It's a bit of a fight, but you have the strength to do it. And so you're asserting yourself, you're dominating, you're asserting your dominance over what anyone else says. So it's an inner orientation of strength. And inside, think about the holidays are here. It doesn't matter when you're getting this video, but like the holidays are coming, right? So imagine in a Christmas Vacation when Clark Griswold's like, go, 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 and it like powers up the whole house by, he put out like a trillion bajillion Christmas lights, and he's trying to get them all to work. And then finally it's like the moment, and like all the Christmas lights go up on the house. And so that's like what's happening epically for you, is there's a possibility now, there's a probability in the frequency and this ascension process right now. It's especially edging our way into 2021, where you're going to connect to source energy, just like the male female plug coming together, right? Literally, and igniting source energy inside of you. So imagine yourself like, okay, you pulled yourself out of the darker energy in the matrix. You're like, okay, this is all this thinking out here that I'm not cool with. I'm not down with that. I don't like it. I'm not using that in my life to create, because I'm going to connect to my source. I'm going to connect inside of me. I'm separate than everything out here because I'm the one creating it. So we're going to reverse it. We're not going to do this backwards anymore. So when that thing shows up in your reality, like, God, I wish this guy would love me, or I wish I had this money, instead of focusing on the lack of it in your outer world, if you keep manipulating things out here, nothing's going to happen. You're just going to keep repeating. So you're going to take the reins back and go, you know what? I'm going to stop this lunacy, and the lunacy is trying to control things from anywhere else outside of yourself. So you can't look to the media to say, who am I? You can't look to your partner to say, can you tell me how much love I deserve? Can you tell me, teacher? Can you tell me, Mr. President, what I deserve in life? No. Right? So it starts here. You tell yourself what you deserve. You're a divine creator being. You are infinite consciousness having this human experience, right? Okay, so when you cross over, you want to make sure that you've lived your life. So just like tell yourself, okay, I'm alive, I'm living, I'm a creator, I'm alive, I'm living, I'm a creator being. I'm imposing my consciousness on creation, not the opposite. No one is going to puppeteer my life. And another thing to acknowledge here too is that we're really stuck in a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like the things that seem to be so oppressive out here. Like if someone says, you're stuck, great, you're not going anywhere with your life. Someone could just tell you like a bunch of lies, right? But if you don't believe them, like what the hell? It's all about what you invest in, which is another tool, right? The first tool is acknowledging which way the energy is flowing. Are you impressing on reality, or is reality impressing on you? Another tool is be honest. What do you want to invest in with your time? If you're looking out at all the problems in your life and you wake up and all you do is say the world, the economy, the X, Y, and Z that's not working, is that a good return on your investment of time? Are you going to get anything out of that you want? No, right? You're not. And I don't want to see that happen to you. I want to see you invest in what you're going to get a good, fruitful return on. So last week we were talking about discernment and discerning the fruits of something. So I'll tell you guys, if you want to get clear on this other tool of what you invest in. So let's say there's like a hanging fruit over here from this tree, and it's saying to you, you know, the world is really going to hell. Things are really, really bad. Okay? Now imagine that you just wring that fruit out, okay, of that thought. You wring that out. Just get the visual in your head, and the essence of that falls out. Does that seem like a life-giving substance to consume? Or does it feel like lack, limitation, and kind of like a very unuseful thought process, right? And then now think about this hanging fruit over here. Wow, maybe life is more expansive than I'm thinking. Maybe I do have more power than I think I know. Maybe if I do come inside of myself and I identify something that feels truthful for me out there, what does that feel like? You know, what does that do for me energetically? Wring that out, you know, wring that thought out, squeeze that fruit, and what kind of juice do you get from it? Kind of sweeter. Maybe not all there yet, but we're working our way there, right? You won't believe yourself if you go to too far of extremes. It happens with the law of attraction. Sometimes you just go to like way too far of an extreme, and your mind's like, F that's just way too far gone, you know? But start with simple truths. Like, I'm a creator of my reality. I'm free, I'm powerful, I'm blessed, I'm infinite source creation. Okay, so you want to focus your intention on the fruits that taste sweet. So don't drink from the cup of something that tastes disgusting, something that tastes limiting, because it just won't get you anywhere. It won't get you where you want to go. It won't help you meet your goals. So then you'll be stuck in the web again, stuck in the web. So you just want to keep, you can always kind of pull yourself back out of that web, right? You can always pull yourself back out and you're like, all right, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so that's another tool, is your focus and your intention. So another thing to consider, this is maybe more of a consideration than a tool, is consider that there's a big misunderstanding on the planet. And this is a teaching from Osho, who was a mystic alive in I think he passed in the early 90s. And he's a controversial guy, but I liked this teaching. And the teaching is that time, there's a misunderstanding about time. And he says that the time is actually not the past, the present, and the future. So that's not correct. He says that time is only the past and the future. Because time isn't linear, but he just says those are illusionary. Time is an illusion, we know this, but from modern physics. But in a very practical sense, he's saying, the past is gone as a memory, and the future is a dream, your imagination, okay? So if we scoot those over there, right, what are we left with? We're left with the present, and the present is eternal. And it's in that eternal presence that everything exists. So this is for you to consider that, if society and your culture or the earth is governed by past and future, how can you get out of that? How can you escape that turbulent, again, if you bring that energy out, past and future, you're like, there's not a lot of substance there. It's like when you drink that fruit, it tastes like, not much is there. It tastes a bit fake, right? It might not taste really bitter or horrifying, but it's not sustaining. It's not feeling like, delicious, right? Or, ooh, that can sustain me, right? So you want to get inside. I'm in the infinite now. Power of now, Eckhart Tolle. Okay? But I liked the way he kind of framed it out, that the past is a memory, the future is a dream, your imagination, which is beautiful, but cast that into your current moment. Feel I think my cat's joining us, feel the infiniteness of being in the now. And just feel that with me. Doesn't it feel really deep? It feels like, wow, nothing can hurt me here. Nothing can take me nothing can scare me in the now. Because in the now, I'm good. I'm infinite, and I can tap into this infinite power in the now. Right, guys? So this is learning to create in a 5D way. This is learning to create from your sense of power, your support system. Okay, guys, so make sure you're focused on what you're intending to create, not the darker energy. And always just pay attention. Like, what have I been investing in the last couple hours? Sometimes we find ourselves just completely swept off into emotion. But if you bring yourself back, you have that capability now. Pay attention. Am what I believing coming from me externally, or is it externally coming upon me? Discern that, journal that. What am I focusing my attention on, right? Am I present in the now, or am I letting the past and the future, that illusion of those illusionary time, what you call gestalts of time, the past, it's a whole energy there. It's not a benign thing. It's got this huge turbulent energy with it. And the future, that's exciting, but at the same time, that's got its own turbulent energy. And so how do you find your solace? How do you find peace in your day? How do you find freedom? And I think he takes it a step further, and I think he basically, without saying much, addresses the fact that right now might not be very beautiful for you. You might not be in the ideal situation, but he says something like, be accepting of it, be kind to it, be kind to the now, be tolerant of the now. Why? Because this is your vehicle to create whatever you want then for the next thing. It's very common in law of attraction, right, to say everything that you're creating right now has just been some past thought. So remember that. If you're just trying to influence some past thought out here in the external world, you're just playing with air. You're just trying to shift air around, right? If you really want to create, you must step into the now and get clear on that, and get clear that manipulating air out here and just messing with the situations in your life, external situations, isn't going to create anything. It's grasping at something that's already created. So you got to start here. Okay, so let's transfer this idea towards creating love in your life. So if you want to create love in your life, if you want to create the perfect, whatever you want, try these techniques. Begin to, again, get back in your power. I'm never going to stop saying that you're a divinity, because you are pure consciousness in this being. And it doesn't matter how stuck you are in the matrix of external thought that's kind of maybe possessed you. At any moment, you can just step out of it. You have that. You have the ability to actually, you don't even need, sometimes you do need a little extra help, and that's when, you need some prayer or some extra help spiritually to pull yourself out of it. But you as a human have the ability to pull your own self out. You can just say, okay, this is a bunch of scary stuff over here. S-H-I-T over here. I'm going to shift my consciousness. Wow. It's almost like in Beauty and the Beast when the castle's like dark, remember? And it's all under this curse of that witch. When he finds true love and everything, the whole thing's removed. And you're like, holy crap, there's this whole happy life over here. Where the hell was I? Oh, shoot, I was looking this way. All I had to turn my head was just like a half of turn. And there's something else over here. Okay? All right, guys, I hope this helps you to create your 5D experience. I hope it helps you feel free out of the matrix of darker energy. And it's my sheer intention that you have joy. Joy, joy, joy. And that you're the big, powerful, blessed being that I know you are. All right? Flex the muscle. You can do this. If you need help, let me know. I have a myriad of services to help over at earth-5d.com. I'm actually running a holiday special to make it easier to book something, whatever you feel like you need. Information's on the website. Okay, guys, so let me know. Much love. If you like this video, like it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider so today. Bye, guys. Have an awesome week.